Good afternoon, South Africa, and welcome to Afternoon Express on this Thursday afternoon. My name is Danilo Acquisto. We've got such a cool show lined up for you today because I was really thinking about being a child and how often parents used to tell me, go and read books, go and read more books. And I always used to think, not for me. Until I started reading books in my adult years and realized that they have so much more value to a person's life than you really think that they do. And so today we're going to be exploring a whole bunch of ideas around how art and books can really impact you and I on some very personal manners. And now listen, if you like talking as much as I do, have your opinions heard on our social media accounts. We're taking all of your comments and questions on our Facebook page. We're Afternoon Express. You can use the hashtag Afternoon Express across all of our other digital platforms. We're on Instagram as well as on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you throughout the show. We are live on SABC3 and Jeannie's on standby.
Thank you so much, Danilo. Now, it was Andy Warhol that said that he had never met a person in his life that he didn't find beautiful. That's exactly how I feel. However, a little help didn't kill anybody. So today we're bringing in the experts. And if you want to know anything about sensitive skin or rejuvenating your eyes, we've got just the people for you today on Afternoon Express. But first, we are all familiar with the concept of beauty pageants. But do we really know what they represent? What exactly does it mean to be beautiful in 2017? Well, today we're finding out. We're going in depth into the Mrs. South Africa pageant to explore the most important facets of an organization that's doing so much for women all across our beautiful and dynamic country.
Mrs. South Africa started out as a professional challenge for me. Today, it is my vocation. While empowering others, we have become empowered. And while teaching others, we have learned so much. I recently read a quote that really resonated with me. I'm here to support women until the day I die. And that is what we do at Mrs. South Africa.
We are also Beauty with a Purpose. And in 2015 and in 2016, we have raised over 1 million rand for cancer.
Women who embark on this journey find it absolutely life-changing. How can it not be when you are spending months networking with like-minded bona fide women, growing and just becoming the best version of yourself? Within your community, you'll become superwoman.
The Mrs. South Africa pageant or movement has changed my life and empowered me personally. I've went on and become the first Mrs. South Africa to win Mrs. World. In turn, I've had the opportunity to inspire myself and inspire the rest of South African women and the rest of women around the world.
Married, sophisticated, beautiful. Mrs. South Africa, she is bona fide.
Lovely, and today we're lucky enough to have in the loft the 2017 Mrs. South Africa, Hlengiwe Twala, and media executive for the organisation, Lisa Madiba. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations on being Mrs. South Africa.
Thank you so much.
How does it feel? Like, what was your feeling when your name was called out?
The word that I can think of is honour. Really, I was so honoured that I get to be a brand ambassador for my country.
Yeah.
My kids get to see their mom shine. I mean, at my age, I'm 37 years old, and I get to do this, Jeannie, every single day.
37 is young, though.
Yes, it is.
You look absolutely magical. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Now, let's discuss Mrs. South Africa. Yes. I mean, what an organisation. And it really is all-encompassing. It's not just a beauty pageant.
Yes.
What does it mean?
Indeed, it is not a beauty pageant. It stretches far beyond the beauty. Mrs. South Africa has gained the reputation of being a female empowerment program. And the women who enter Mrs. South Africa spend about 6 months after selection of the top 25 finalists, going to workshops, going through mentoring programs, and networking with like-minded women from different walks of life and various industries. So our aim is to empower these women and to be the best versions of themselves. And once they are empowered, I mean, they empower their communities, their families, and then it's easy for them to fill up their cup and give more.
Exactly. Yeah. And today you said that you are wearing your invisible crown.
Yes. Yes.
But who is a Mrs. South Africa? Like, what does she represent in your opinion?
I think Jeannie, she is a brave woman. She is a woman who juggles everyday challenges with strength and power, because we are superwomen. Just the fact that we are Imbokodo as women, we are superwomen. And also she is graceful.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that she does, everything that she touches with grace, and she gives back, because that's where she finds her joy.
Yeah.
You know, I speak about my kids all the time, because I'm an example for my kids, that it begins with me. For me to build a world where my 3 girls are woman for woman. They're not competing with other women.
Yeah.
I need to be that example as their mom. So,
yeah, that's such an it's such an important lesson, I suppose, for a young girl to learn. I mean, I remember with my cousin, I made her go skydiving with me, and she was terrified. And she said, but you know, I'm going to do it. And she took her 9-year-old daughter to go to the base to watch. And she said, because I want my daughter to watch me doing this, so that she knows that I was strong and I was brave once in my life. So your daughters must be so proud of you. But what do you think, like, why should Mrs. South Africa be a role model? Why should younger girls aspire to be a Miss South Africa or Mrs. South Africa one day when they're older?
I think because we are woman for woman. The sisterhood that we aim to show the world and show South Africa is what we need in this country. That we're not in competition with each other. That we are for each other. That we see each other. We accept each other for who we are. We are real. And I think that's what we need more of.
Definitely. And that's such a beautiful message, but it doesn't necessarily always come across like that. Not from Mrs. South Africa, that always does, but from women. You know, and I feel like the question to you, I suppose, is if we have to define what beauty is beauty in 2017, and what is it in a South African context?
Beauty is so many things. Beauty is, for us, our ethos at Mr. South Africa is beauty within. I mean, if you are pure and you are at peace within and you're happy with who you are, it just shines outside. And you are able to be kind, to be more polite, to smile more. And I feel like beauty is just the little things that make the next person feel better about themselves. And that's what we are here for. This movement is not only about the glitz and glam. We work hard, we give back, we basically just empower other people.
Amazing. So what are the exciting projects that you've already gotten to work on?
Well, I've just opened a salon. Temitela Nail Salon.
Amazing.
Beginning of this month.
Today's one of those days that I might have to sit on my hands to hide my manicure. Really? I chipped a nail this morning.
I know. So you must come through when you're in Joburg.
I will.
We'll sort you. And I get to be a brand ambassador for, you know, the amazing sponsors. And, 2 months ago, we got to travel the length and breadth of South Africa and met some incredible women. And we shared each other's stories. And I think for me, that's where I find my healing. You know, because I've gone through some stuff, and I know that for me to be better tomorrow, my strength is the trials and tribulations. And I get to share that with other women. And so when we open up to each other and we are kind, what Lisa was talking about, when we are kind to each other, then we're able to open up and be accepting of each other.
I really like the direction that Mrs. South Africa is going, because I mean, I was raised in an environment and by women who I never thought, or it wasn't important if I was beautiful. Those weren't the reinforcements that I was given as a child. It was more like, are you smart, are you strong, are you brave, instead of just being beautiful. So what do you think is the message out there for young women that shouldn't always place their value in what they look like and what their body looks like, but more the people that they are? How can you encourage that with women?
I think it's important for women to take it easy on themselves, to be not be hard on yourself. And naturally, I know we are selfless. We always put other people first, but sometimes it's okay to put you first. And be unapologetic for who you are. I think we are all different, and we all have that something, that special something within us. So embrace that, you know, and just be you.
Yeah, if I can please add on that, I think one of the most important things that I've learned this year is that love, peace, courage, bravery, all these beautiful things, they begin with us. Love yourself. Be at peace with yourself before you can give it to somebody else. Fill your cup, because then when you are full, then you're able to give so much more to the next person, to the kids. And like Lisa was saying, we are nurturers by nature. So we want to keep giving instead of just a little bit. Take a moment.
I have to tell you the funniest thing. I was shopping the other day and a woman came up to me and she was like, "Oh, Jeannie dear," she wanted to, and she said, "I loved you ever since Miss South Africa." And I thought, like, she was claiming to be my biggest fan, and she was like, "I love you." So I want to know, what does it take for a woman to be a Mrs. South Africa? What qualities should you have?
Oh, okay. Me.
She's the queen.
Yeah, just real. Really, I think the one thing that when I decided to enter, I wanted just to be myself. I wanted to take my power back because of the kids and a husband and all of... I have 4 kids, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the husband is also part of the kids.
Of course, I hope into that one.
So, and I wanted just to take my power back. So it's a real woman, a graceful woman, like I said, and somebody who just wants to keep giving back, because what you give to another, you are giving to yourself. And so that's the Mrs. South African woman.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
It was a wonderful chat. Now, reinventing the idea of what it means to be a beauty queen and looking good while you do it. Be sure to stay right where you are, because a little bit later on in the show, it's time to don the tiaras and head into the world of Mrs. South Africa. It's our beauty pageant crash course with the reigning queen, Hlengiwe Twala. And all of that later, but after the break, we turn our attention to cutting-edge nature skincare. So stay right there. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, from the moment you are born, your skin surrounds you with a very beautiful protective barrier every second of the day. While tolerating the stresses and strains of everyday life, for many of us, our skins have become sensitive and are no longer silently dealing with the harmful elements. So we have Dr. Darren Green in the loft to talk about sensitive skin and how people are dealing with this problem. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, I mean, your skin is really like the largest organ in your body.
It is.
And you're born with all of the strength. But what then causes sensitive skin along the way?
Yeah, so the wear and tear and what actually works in on the skin are things like the elements. So the sun plays a massive role in how the skin handles that stress. The wind, the cold. And then, of course, obviously things like friction. Even the garments you choose with the fabrics for the activity that you're doing. And all that plays a role, even the sheets that you sleep on.
Diet even causes skin
of course.
irritation.
Yes, especially in terms of people that suffer from allergies and intolerance to certain foodstuffs.
Yeah, that's crazy. But now, you know, it's so sad. Like, unless you've had problematic skin, you wouldn't know the psychological, you know, issues, I suppose, that a lot of people are faced. Like, what are some of those stories and what do people go through? What does it feel like, I suppose, to have problematic, sensitive skin?
You know, it's the first impression. It's your outer shell, and often, you know, when you look at angry pictures like that, you can think it affects you on a bio, psycho, and a social level. So biologically, you see inflamed, red, angry skin that's chafed and flaking. Socially, you find that parents are embarrassed about babies having eczema and allergies. Other people are afraid of contracting the disease and that it's contagious, for example, as well. And then, of course, you do feel your self-image. You can be quite embarrassed, obviously, as it's your outside picture to the world.
Affect confidence as well. Hey?
In a large way,
But now let's look at eczema, because this is the most popular, I suppose.
That's one of the most common conditions, especially in children. We start seeing it at that age already, when being exposed to different things that cause so-called allergies and atopia. So the skin itself gets red, it gets itchy, and you can have wet or dry eczema, for example.
Really? So, what is wet eczema like?
So wet eczema, it actually weeps. So, you know, you get a lot of scaly red conditions of the skin. That's sunburn that we're looking at over there. When we're looking at eczema in babies, for example, the skin actually flakes. It's rough, it's coarse to have to run your fingers over it. And if you get a secondary bacterial infection, it can cause, you know, quite significant complications.
Yeah. But it's also important to know eczema is not contagious.
No, it's not. No.
Okay, but it is a very common thing. But now Dermiculp have got a full range for sensitive skins. What do you recommend for people with, because skin sensitivity is also really, really common as well.
It is, indeed. So why I think that range is quite good from Dermiculp is they offer what's called a cortisone-free range, which means there are no steroids in the product. And we all know that steroids are useful in certain medical conditions, but they do carry side effect profiles as well. Also, it's quite an extensive range. So they have products that they can use in the hair, like from shampoos and topical lotions and sprays, all the way through for the itchy, irritated skin, like a itch relief spray. And the sun tanning, for example, you get a spray on after sun effect, which is lovely for summer, obviously, as well. And it's a natural product, so there are no preservatives and added things to it, and it's all natural. It comes from kelp, which is a seaweed, and their magic ingredient in this is called CEMK. And it actually works as an anti-inflammatory for that angry, red, chapped skin.
Because doesn't cortisone thin your skin? Is cortisone
I'm impressed. Well done. Well done, it does.
Thanks for doing my research.
So over a long period of time, after using cortisone creams and topicals, they work brilliantly as anti-inflammatories, but the side effect is that they do skin. It makes you more susceptible to things like superficial bleeding and that kind of thing.
So it's so much better then to go with natural products. Now, obviously, people that have been using the Dermiculp products have been giving you all of their happy stories and their feedback and their positive feedback. What kind of stories have you gotten back?
Yeah, there are quite a few actually. That's just a simple one of someone that suffers from eczema.
What is that? Is that eczema?
That's eczema. So it's coarse, flaking, red, angry lesion on the left-hand side. And that's just 1 week of use that we're looking at there, using obviously the Dermiculp. The seaweed active ingredient obviously does do its thing, and certainly the inflammation looks a lot less. But that's just a short-term use, so yeah, quite impressive.
Wow, well, thank you very much for coming and telling us about it.
Thanks so much.
No need to have problematic skin. Thank you so much. Luckily for us, sensitive skin can be something of the past. Dermikelp offers a unique formulation which is free of cortisone and other harmful additives, as you heard, and this makes it suitable for long-term use and ideal for all ages.
It's so fascinating to have this conversation on the couch with Dr. Darren Green, because it's something that I've always suffered with, was eczema on different phases of your life. And you always wonder, like, what cream should you go for? Should you get them prescribed or not? And it's nice to know there's a product that you can get so readily available. I've always had skin issues, and one of the skin issues that I've always suffered with is actually underneath my eyes. It's always been one of the most sensitive parts of the body of mine. You always notice me with bags or you know, big black circles underneath my eyes. So I've got a news flash for you. The skin around your eyes is 10 times thinner than the skin on your face, and it ages 36% faster than the rest of your skin. Now, if you're suffering from tired-looking eyes, like me, which includes wrinkles, puffiness, and dark circles, then this is one for you. We take a look at non-invasive treatments that will leave you looking younger, more awake, and bright-eyed before you even know it. Let's take a look.
The eye is the aesthetic center of the face and plays an important role in your overall appearance. Many women and men spend a lot of time and resources on ways to rejuvenate this delicate area. Truth is, the puffiness and darkness around your eye could be inherited. The under eye is one of the thinner areas of your face and are easily neglected when it comes to basic skincare. Attending regular aesthetic conferences, Dr. Anushka Reddy has many ways to tackle rejuvenation in this particular area. It's a delicate and very sensitive area to work with, and when it comes to procedures, one needs a steady hand.
My name is Sharon. I am a beauty therapist. I came here today because I have puffy eyes. It's a genetic problem. As I'm getting older, it is definitely getting worse.
The eye rejuvenation treatment is quite popular for young patients as well as your older patients. And as you know, we're blinking constantly. The eyes is the part that does the most amount of work. So obviously, eyes are most prone to the aging process. Now, people have these procedures done to actually preserve the youthfulness and vitality of their faces.
I refer to them as Garfield eyes. I look tired, and I also look like I've had a good cry, and that's not who I am. I want to change that look.
I will be performing a procedure called the eye rejuvenation, and it's a multimodality treatment. I know you haven't had any treatment before, but the whole idea behind today's treatment is to actually get rid of the hooding of the eyelids, as well as just camouflage those dark under eye circles and a bit of Botox just to soften the crow's feet.
I'm definitely not nervous. I'm very, very excited, in fact.
The treatment involves using three completely different types of treatment. So the first treatment we're going to be doing is treating those heavy lids. So we're going to be using a device called the Plexer. It has the CE mark in Europe, so it's been around for a while. And basically, it uses plasma energy, and it basically shrinks the skin. And we're hopefully going to get those lids lifted. You can actually see, can you see this lid here compared to that one? See where this one is sitting?
Yes, wonderful, fantastic.
The second treatment would be using tissue fillers to fill those dark hollows under her eyes, and that's what's giving her that very tired look. And obviously we want to camouflage those bags because we can't really remove them surgically. Let's have a look at what that looks like now. The final treatment would be using a little bit of botulinum toxin. I know the word toxin scares a lot of people, but absolutely nothing to be afraid of. It is a scheduled medication, so we will be using it to actually soften the crow's feet and lift the lids a little bit.
I'm expecting some very good results, and I really don't want those Garfield eyes anymore.
So I think we're going to be pretty happy with the result today.
Wow, this is a wonderful result. Thank you very much.
As you can see, Sharon, these dark hollows have been filled out quite nicely. They will plump up even further. Don't get a fright when you see those scabs. That's completely normal, and that will fall off in the next few days. But now you can see a show of your lid.
Absolutely.
And hopefully that will improve over the next few weeks. So we'll review this procedure in 3 months' time.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Doctor. This looks wonderful.
Wow, look at that difference.
I'm so impressed because it's one of the things that you get genetically. I'm like so prone to. Everyone in my family's got sunken eye sockets with the dark circles under their eyes. And I didn't think there was a treatment for it. I thought it was just like kind of live with it.
Will that take away bags?
It does. So what they start doing is she injects a little bit of Botox into the side, which kind of loosens out all those wrinkles, which kind of stretches the skin out a little bit, which then will remove the bags and relaxes that muscle that's underneath your eye.
So the question is, when's your procedure booked for?
You guys have to watch the show every day to see if it's happening. I'll come with these really...
Slowly we're going to see Danilo going...
I'll be in that next episode of Dr. Nushka Reddy. You'll see it on the show and we'll probably play it out. I'm joking.
Please, will you go and have it done? I will go with you and I'll hold your hand. And I'll definitely do those little... You know why? As you get older, there is that extra skin above your eye. And you know that some people actually go for a full operation to actually cut that skin.
And portion out.
And then stitch it over. So they cut the skin away and then stitch it. So this is the non-invasive version, which is brilliant. And obviously less stitches.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so great to see that there's something you can do about it, because I always thought the creams were going to be not useful. So it's nice to know that there are treatments that you can get done. Awesome.
Exactly. And of course, as they say, your eyes are the window to your soul. So take care of them and make sure they shine. Non-surgical eye rejuvenation techniques and treatments allow for predictable and safe results. Follow Dr. Anushka Reddy on Instagram for the latest trends in the aesthetics industry. Next week, we talk about all things to be considered before scheduling a medical aesthetics procedure and what can happen if you end up in the wrong hands. Make sure to tune in. You don't want to miss it. After the break, we look at an organization that is using art to reach out to disadvantaged communities.
Is tomorrow's future. Okay, good. Welcome back to your favorite loft in the whole nation. This is Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3, and that means we're taking all of your comments on social media. Hashtag Afternoon Express across Facebook as well as Twitter. Now, we've all heard the saying that today's children are tomorrow's future. Valry Makobe is closely involved with the Butterfly Art Project. She's here to tell us how a group of passionate individuals from around the world use art as a tool to help our beautiful South African children thrive. Welcome to our loft.
Thank you very much.
So, Valry, I mean, not too long ago, we hosted a show on, well, we hosted an episode on Afternoon Express about children and their development, especially early childhood development. So how does the Butterfly Art Project work?
So with the Butterfly Art Project, we have two programs that run. It is the Art Centre Vrygrond, and then we have the Community Art Partners. So the Art Centre Vrygrond, it's an art centre. We're based in Capricorn Primary School. And what happens is on a weekly, we have 3 programs that run within. We have the preschooler program, where we have about 120 children that come in weekly.
Sure.
And they get art. They get art lessons.
Yeah. So why invest in art? Why invest in art, and particularly young people and art?
Art is, for me, my passion, and why I think art is, it aids in a child's development and building that resilience, you know, that resilience, and actually being able to open up and speak about things, you know. I find it that many children are unable to express themselves, and art aids in that process, you know.
Lovely. Let's expand on that a bit, because I think I'm struggling to see the connection between how art manages to do that for youngsters, because, I mean, a lot of kids, if they already are cool and quite closed off, for them doing something like art might be a little bit too removed from them. They might feel a little bit like, you know, that it's not for me, I don't want to do this, I don't want to get engaged in anything. And you guys have managed to break those boundaries down. So how about we explain this by telling us some of the stories of the youngsters who've impacted, or perhaps the adults who have got involved in the program?
Well, specifically with a particular kid, or name who, he was very troublesome, badly behaved, and then he came into our after-school program, the Heart for Art, and he started doing wood sculpture. And he completely 360 degrees turnaround. He started being calmer, more open, and with that, we're now able to understand why he was acting out that way. So it really does offer a space in which that process of not only dealing but exploring the hurts comes into being. And
so you guys obviously have created then a safe space for these kids to come to. So it's not only about the art, it's also about the space that they can come to that is their own, that prevents them from, you know, leaving school and then ending up on streets, or leaving school and ending up with friends who probably would lead them down wrong paths. It's a chance for them to come to a safer space.
Definitely.
Okay. And then in terms of the adults themselves, you guys not only run that program for the preschoolers, but you're also helping adults do this in their own communities.
Yes. So we have the Community Art Partners program, where we train adults, community individuals, to be able to run little art initiatives, little art activities. So we train them on how to go about doing that, and also why it is important, you know. Why is it necessary to have art running in a community? So,
sorry to put you on the spot like this, but I think it's such an interesting thing to note, because a lot of parents who I interact with are always interested to know why it is that I keep promoting kids getting involved in creative fields, because it's such a stigma, especially in communities where parents want kids to go and get the regular degrees, to go and do the normal sort of like doctor, lawyer kind of jobs. And art is such a great way for them to be able to be exposed to their creative elements too. What have you seen as the sort of scientific reason why kids should start learning to do art from early on? Because you said there's a link between that and the next phase of development. How do they get an advantage by doing art?
Well, in doing so, when we look at the preschoolers, to be specific, when we introduce the different mediums, may it be clay, may it be watercolors, we introduce a lot of elements in there. So there's geography in there, you know, there's there's numeracy in there.
There's hand coordination, I imagine, with the putties and the Play-Dohs.
And it improves their attention span, which prepares them for the next phase of learning.
Okay. So if people want to do this in the communities, I mean, a lot of the issues that they'll struggle with is, number one, financial resources, and number two, just I don't know how, and I don't know where to go, and I don't know who to ask. You guys can solve all of those problems.
Yes, we can, most definitely. So what you need to do is sign up to take one of our Community Art Partners modules, which is training that that we do offer the adults, and you first have to start with the art and ECD module, early childhood development module 1, and then you have other modules that we have creative interaction, we have the butterfly art project method, and we have creating theatre, which is exciting. It's a new module that we've just developed with jungle theatre, so it's exciting stuff.
That's going to be really cool. And they can go to your website, and all those details will be on our social media platforms as well.
All of that is on our website.
Fascinating. Thank you for coming to share how you are trying to impact lives through this medium, because I think we're not encouraged as youngsters enough to get involved in our creative abilities, to use our hands, to use our eyes, and to be really stimulated by art. So thank you for doing that for our communities.
Yes.
Sure. Well, listen, art isn't the only thing that can be fun, therapeutic, and make a significant difference in children's lives. Reading does the same thing. So we find out more after the break. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, clothes help us define who we are and how we feel, because when you are proud of what you wear, you are guaranteed to look fabulous. Now, the Fashion Exchange started with a bang, and I was lucky enough to attend. Let's see how the night dazzled away.
Skip and Siemens want you to love what you're wearing. And when the time comes for your garment to step down, they want you to be proud to pass it on. The Fashion Exchange is an event where you can meet, network, and share your love of clothes. Hosted in the Sandton City Mall, the beautiful pop-up shop is open to the public until the end of July, making it bigger, better, and brighter. All you need to do is select an item from your wardrobe, register for the exchange, and have your piece rated, and then exchange it for something new. You have 3 categories to choose from: premium, luxury, and high street, giving you the chance to find a true gem. It's the perfect opportunity for you to refresh your wardrobe with other cared-for and fabulous garments.
Each year, the Fashion Exchange brings something new to the table. Yeah. How is this year different?
In previous years, we've actually had the Skip Fashion Exchange over a day, and we've had some consumer insights and consumer feedback, and they've really told us that they would like some more time at the store to sort their clothes, come back and chill with friends and bring more friends. And really what is different this year is that we're in Sandton City Mall and we're here with the beautiful pop-up store for a month. So that is what is different this year.
And you've got such sensational influences, Minky, Palesa, Sashi.
Well, I think the first thing is that they embody a different target audience for the brand. And also they are purposeful dresses, they have impeccable style, they have a wonderful social media following. So really, it is amazing to partner with them, and definitely they make our pop-up shop look amazing.
Palesa, this is your second year at the Fashion Exchange. As a fashion stylist and a blogger, why was it important to you to collaborate with Skip for the exchange?
I decided to collaborate with Skip for the Fashion Exchange the second time this year because not only do I love shopping, but now it's shopping without money. But most importantly, well, it's like Skip teaches us how to take care of our garments. So garment care is very important when you're a shopaholic like myself. You don't want to buy all these amazing pieces, but then have them ruined within a month. So you need a detergent that takes care of your clothing, and it's very educational, but still a fun shopping experience. So that's why I decided.
I sometimes have a hard time getting rid of stuff. When do you know when it's a good time to give a garment away?
I'm a hoarder of note, so I get where you're coming from. It's hard for me to give away anything, but I think it's time to give away a garment when it no longer fits your personal style, or it just doesn't fit anymore, or you've just outgrown it, basically.
Every girl should own a little black dress, and the one that I brought with, it traveled a lot with me, but it's still in like perfect condition. It's something everyone should own, so I want someone to have that too. And then I brought a pair of boots because like it's winter and leather boots, and I think like someone would really, really like that.
I brought this fabulous sequin miniskirt, and I'm hoping to find something equally as fabulous today.
My tips for keeping your clothes in a good condition is to definitely read the label, make sure that things that are hand wash only are hand washed only, and then things that need to be dry cleaned must be taken to the dry cleaner, and just to use a really good washing powder.
I'm really looking forward to actually meeting the clothes, and it's so much more exciting than going into a normal shop and like picking up something, because this has a story to it. It lived before you got your hands on it.
I do plan on coming back. I know that there are a couple of more days left for me to do my shopping, so I'll be back.
Fashion looks better when it's cared for. Therefore, Skip, together with Siemens, want to ensure that your garments always look as good as new.
Siemens is the leader in technology, especially in the laundry segment. So we really look into what the consumers need, and this has led us to introduce our iSensoric machine. The iSensoric machine is extremely advanced in technology and will really help the consumer in their home. We recommend using Skip Auto. Like Siemens, Skip offers technologically advanced products that will make the washing process much more simpler and easier. The iSensoric washing machine offers a variety of different programs. So you can either select the desired program, or you can use our automatic program that will make all the decisions for you, taking the stress out of wash day.
Skip loves your clothes as much as you do.
So make sure to visit the Fashion Exchange pop-up store at Sandton City, which will be open to the public until Monday, the 31st of July. Tune in next time for more fabulous fashion as we talk all things jeans.
Thanks, Jeans. A really good one over there. Now, listen, all the things that have been trending over social media of late have been Game of Thrones. Everyone's been like, oh, what's going to happen in the new season? And if you read the book, perhaps you would already know that answer, right? So now books are stories, and books and stories themselves give us the power to escape reality and experience a completely different world. Two special organizations have joined hands for a single purpose: to make a sick child smile. Kamogelo from Nalibali and Lerato from Friends of the Children's Hospital Association join us to chat about the difference that they're making in reading. So guys, welcome to our loft.
Thank you.
So let's talk a bit about what you guys are doing as a collaboration together, because Nalibali and what you guys are doing as Fosha are two separate organizations who have come together to do something cool. So let's first unpack Nalibali.
Okay. Well, Nalibali is a nationwide reading for enjoyment campaign. So we have reading clubs across the country. We use storytelling and reading to inspire people and to spark people's potential, as we understand through research that we have done, because before Nalibali was started or was initiated, over 20 years worth of research was made. So Nalibali is a result of
that research that came about.
Okay. Yes, and we've just actually discovered that stories was the missing ingredient in our literacy, in the literacy crisis that we are faced with as a country.
It's interesting because we found that in the church too. A lot of the previous church histories were always shared by storytelling, and hence why nowadays we're all trying to teach kids knowledge, but if you can tell them the stories, Jesus spoke in parables, stories are what lives with people and it helps them carry them through periods.
That is so true.
You guys do some work obviously in the hospitals, and that's why FOSHA came about, because that collaboration with one particular hospital. So tell us about what FOSHA does.
Okay, my name is Lerato. I'm the events coordinator of the Friends of the Children's Hospital Association, which means FOSHA. FOSHA is a non-profit organization that is within the hospital. It was founded in 1978 by the late Dr. Marius Barnett. So next year we will be celebrating our 40th birthday as FOSHA within the organization. Well, we have two programs that we run within our organization. The Family Support Program, which is we support the parents of the patients that are at the hospital. Because, you know, sometimes parents tend to stay there for a longer period of time. There's a parent a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. And we also have parents that come from up country that are there, so they run out of toiletries, out of clothing, out of money to buy food. So that is where the organization comes in and provide 3 meals a day, clothing, toiletries for the parents, and support groups, workshops, events, you name it.
So now you guys have collaborated on this project, which I think is so cool. And what's so fascinating about my childhood is that I didn't read books enough, and I regret it. And I've only started reading books now in my adulthood, and I'm so grateful that I picked it up. But one thing that I've realized is I do not like to read when I'm ill or when I'm down. How have you guys seen an impact made through reading with kids, especially when they're ill, and perhaps terminally so?
Well, the thing with us as Nalibali, as we are a Reading for Enjoyment campaign, we encourage people to read what you want, when you want, where you want, and how you want. After all, it wouldn't be for enjoyment if you weren't enjoying it. So, and the impact that it has had on the kids, since we've started our partnership, we've seen a huge impact, because every time we come or we visit the kids or the volunteers come into the wards, you see how the kids' faces just brighten up. So with that, it really gives one, you go home with that sense of, I actually made a positive impact in someone's life today.
Sure.
And knowing that with the children being there, and whilst you're reading or sharing stories with them, mentally, they're not in the hospital, they're somewhere else, so they forget about what they're going through, the pain they're going through. So reading and sharing stories is also therapeutic for them.
I see. It transports them into a whole new world, even if it's just for a moment.
Exactly.
So from FOSHA's perspective in the hospital itself, I mean, you guys have seen this great impact. How does it work? I mean, how often do you guys do these reading clubs? How does it work for the patients?
Okay, we also have a volunteer program where we have our volunteers coming in every day. We have international volunteers, we have our local volunteers, we have students that come in and interact with the patients in the wards by reading and playing with them. But the most important part is reading for the patients, and that it actually takes their anxiety, and it makes, we try to bring home to the hospital, and we're trying also to make the healing process quicker by reading to the patient, and that actually also bring out a smile on a child's face. And then knowing that at the end of the day that you as a volunteer came into the ward because we have our bright yellow aprons that the volunteers wears, because we have many people in the hospital, so you have to be different to be known that you are a volunteer from FOSHA. Then the volunteers will go up with the reading books, and then they come in, the kids, they know who the volunteers are. They actually run to them because they know that it's storytelling time, so they love reading. They love to be read, to believe you me.
And that's the whole point of this project, is to bring a smile to a child's face.
Correct.
Which is so beautiful. I mean, if I want to get involved, can I?
Of course you
Definitely.
can. Definitely.
It's very easy. One of the other campaigns that we have as Unalibali is what we call the Funda Leader campaign. And that's actually a similar thing that FOSHA is also pushing with their lead volunteers. Because with our Funda Leader campaign is that we're encouraging people, everyone out there, to utilize their own skill sets and talents to plow back to the communities wherever they are. Because we've had issues where people would say, I'm interested in taking part, however, I don't see how my skill sets could fit into the reading club setting. So with the Funda Leader campaign, it actually gives people that platform to then use their own skill sets to give back.
I love that.
So people can join in at any time.
Fantastic.
And if people would need more details on that, our websites will be shared on your social media platforms.
Indeed, it'll also be on our website too. So we're so glad to be able to celebrate what you guys are doing. Thank you so much for coming to join us on The Loft. If you guys want any more details, all of theirs are on our website. And I know this has been a long week so far, and perhaps a long year. And we can all do with a little bit of cheering up every now and then. So after the break, we put a smile on your face as the reigning Mrs. South Africa gives Jeannie and myself a crash course in beauty pageants. You do not want to miss this.
The search for a better way to soothe itchy skin conditions began over a decade ago, and we discovered the answer beneath the ocean. Our natural active ingredient, CEMK, is derived from brown sea kelp, known for its powerful anti-itch and anti-inflammatory properties. The result, 100% cortisone-free itch relief that's suitable for the whole family. Dermikelp for itchy, irritated skin and scalp conditions, including eczema.
A warm welcome back to Afternoon Express live on SABC3. It is about to get lots of fun in the loft with us today. So early on in the show, we talked to the reigning Mrs. South Africa 2017, Hlengiwe Twala, about the great work that Mrs. South Africa organization is doing. And now it's time to get the inside scoop on what it takes to win that coveted crown. It's our beauty pageant 101 crash course, the pageant walk, and that all-important final answer.
And don't you think that is such an exceptional crown?
I know. It's almost like I want to just go.
Let it go, let it go.
Jeannie is an absolute beauty queen by nature. She always wants to wear that crown, right?
Thank you.
And so we want to give everyone tips, do's and don'ts for beauty pageants. What are your do's and don'ts?
Well, there's really much that you don't do. For me, with everything that I do, I enjoy it. I'm in the moment, I want to have fun with it. So enjoy it and just walk with purpose, you know? Just walk with purpose, make sure that you know where you're going.
Speaking of...
Strut your stuff.
Speaking of that walk with purpose, I've seen lots of struts on these carpets that have been either hilarious or brilliant. Lots of memes have come out for them, so perhaps we should learn the walk.
Your favourite was the Skolopat one.
Yeah, the Skolopat dodge. Yeah, well, that was an interesting...
I don't know if you can do that one, though.
No.
We could never beat the red carpets. We've made it beige. Right. So
I love it.
Would you mind showing us how to do the perfect walk for a Mrs. South Africa?
Of course.
And Jeannie, come, you can follow on after that.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm going to watch first and then you're going to teach me and then I'm going to see. Because my walk with purpose is usually when I'm running late for a flight.
Yeah.
And that's not a walk, it's a run.
Yes.
I do a
okay, so there's a hand on the hip?
Yes. Yeah, no, show. Just stand up straight, Make sure that you wear your invisible crown and you're focused. Okay, let your hands hang if you want, but I always prefer to, because I have such a small figure.
You do?
Show it off.
You basically look like you've had ribs removed. Your waist is so tiny.
Thank you.
And you guys thought this was a way to watch the show, but I know I can see you through the cameras right now, and I know that you're busy standing on your floors, also doing the strut. So get up off your couches if you haven't just yet, and start strutting your stuff with us on the show today.
Do it with me, and then you just walk.
Oh, that's not just walking, girl.
That is working it.
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I can do it. Okay, let's see.
Graceful. Hey, graceful, remember.
I know,
you're wearing
I'm
the
trying.
crown, imaginary crown.
Okay, and imagine there's a book on top of your head, no?
There's a hand on the hip, one hand, other hand
Show your
down.
figure, and then you walk.
Beautiful, beautiful. 2 fingers claps for you, Jeannie.
Hey, who's the one who's the single one? Prince Harry.
Lovely. Ladies, come and take a seat.
Prince Harry.
You know what? My favorite thing about watching all beauty pageants, I know it's yours too, is always that final answer. You know, what do you hope to do with your reign? World peace is always the thing that crops up, all right? And I know that's never going to satisfy for Mrs. South Africa particularly. So how about we do like a crash course? You keen to be put on the spot? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot.
How about you ask her one of those hard questions and see what she can answer?
Okay, Jeannie, are you ready?
Yeah.
Can I give you a tip quickly?
Yes.
Before I ask you a question. Just speak slow.
Just speak
slowly. Slowly. Yeah, don't rush it.
I cut my teeth in radio. I'm used to speaking really fast. Okay. But for now, I will answer you.
And your question is?
As a beauty queen, yes.
Are beauty pageants still relevant in 2017?
Absolutely. Beauty pageants are still relevant in 2017 because of world peace and because of the children in Africa. Wasn't there once a Miss USA who answered yes?
Oh my gosh. Can I ask you another one?
Did I win?
The other question, if I were one of the other judges, would ask you, so if you could be one of the Spice Girls, which Spice Girl would you be and why?
Okay, well, this is a little bit more up my alley. Yeah. Well, I would want to be Victoria Beckham because who wouldn't want to
me too.
wear everything that she wears? She's got the most amazing wardrobe. And, of course, Bex is a little perk.
Well, I think we've got a pretty good substitute for when your reign ends. So I think we should crown her. I'm pretty sure.
Did I win?
You won. Congratulations. Congratulations, Jeannie D. We've got, the viewers have voted and you are the new Mrs. South Africa. Congratulations.
Oh, wait, I'm not married yet.
When does the crown happen?
Oh, Miss.
Is this the crown? You can't take yours, eh?
For... No, wait, what does it say? No, look, it doesn't say Mrs. yet because, well...
Yeah,
because I'm just Mrs. right now.
That's why you get the smaller crown than hers. That's why your crown is this big and hers is that big.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
You look amazing.
World peace, you look fabulous, Jeannie.
Dreams really do come true on Afternoon Express.
Hashtag Afternoon Express across all of our social media platforms. We'd love to hear from you. Would Jeannie make the next Miss South Africa?
Mrs. South Africa, when I'm married, guys.
Yeah, is that a plea? Is that a plea?
I don't have a problem with that, my darling. Now, tomorrow is the day we have all been waiting for. No, it's not just the start of the weekend, but it's the launch of the new season of Winner Home right here on Afternoon Express. All the drama, all the design, and of course, all the giveaways starts tomorrow at 4 p.m.
on SABC3, and I'm so excited about it. We're giving away the biggest prize.
The stage is mine, though.
We're giving away the biggest prize in South African television. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So make sure you stay tuned 4 to 5 tomorrow on SABC3. Just thought I had to throw in my little 2 cents.
Go for it.
How would the men do it?
And shake your little tush on the catwalk. Listen, Michael Mole started that way. You never know. Danilo Mole on Afternoon Express. Thank you so much for the show. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye, South Africa. Bye.
Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.